Okay, Stephen Key here, and I've got Mark once again. How do I get rid of this guy? He just keeps on coming back. His information is so spot on. He knows what he's talking about. That's why I'm going to keep having him on the show. Mark, thank you.
Venture capitalist Marc Portney. He's brought hundreds of products to market.
I guarantee that you have at least one item in your house that I was responsible for.
The second he's convinced of a product, he'll invest.
My pleasure, Stephen.
Okay, here we go. It's a tough world out there. I don't have to tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
You know the competition's coming. When you get a hit, the competition's going to be there sooner or later, right? Yes? No?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
All right, so do I flip out about it? Do I freak out about it? What do you do about the competition? Because you're in the fight. I mean, you can call it a knockoff. You can call it an infringer. You can call it a copycat. I don't care what you call it. I call it competition.
Well, Stephen, that's it's really parallel development if you want to make it fancy. So we call it, that's what some people are experts in parallel development,
right,
which are knockoff artists, which are asswipes. Okay. So, but I figured I'd clean up my act just for a moment, but it doesn't really work for me. So I love the fact that you never tell me what we're going to talk about. That's what I do love, because you like to try to sideswipe me, but it'll never work because I've got something to say about it.
I'm trying.
I got something to say about everything. It's unbelievable. But I've been involved in many, many, many circumstances where people knock off or people duplicate. I mean, how do you want to do this? You want whatever you want to say about it. But I had this item. I took it on HSN, sold tens of thousands of units. I told them this is a speed to market play because, yes, it's patented, but at the same time, bigger fish are going to come in the minute you see. The other thing that happens is they comb the successful stuff in the United States overseas, and I'm not telling anybody something that they don't know, because I know, there's a bunch of young people over there that comb all day, every day, looking for spikes. The minute that spikes, boom, they knock it off, they send it in. They'll even do it, on all of the e-commerce channels, and you don't even know you're getting it from overseas. And they just make like it's over here, and it's not. But it happens all the time. But if you have a brand name and a speed to market, and you really focus on that brand name, okay, you can be very successful. I had an item that is monstrously successful, and I still have it to this day. But all of the guys on the seen on TV, they knocked it off, they duplicated it, not one, multiple, and they tried to do it. Yes, it went straight up, it went straight down, but we stayed the course. And now the fact of the matter is they're out of the category, and we stayed the course, and there's a lot of brand registry, and the bottom line is we're still going, and we're still going stronger than ever. So a lot of times, if you persevere and you have the money or the wherewithal or both to go through and just keep riding that horse, a lot of times it'll go away. But you always have pillow pets, snuggies. You can name all these things that people duplicate all the time.
I know. People get so upset about it, and they want to say, I'm going to sue them, and they want to do all this kind of great stuff. Is that a good idea, to go out and try to sue somebody?
It's always upsetting. It's very upsetting, Stephen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not, because everything I do passionately. So just saying good morning, I go wild. So I'm not the right guy to ask about getting crazy, but I do get crazy about it. But listen, just a quick for instance, I was in a dispute with somebody. I own the trademark type of thing. It's legitimate as hell. I'm in the right. The other person wants to try to take it away from me, and I own it legitimately. I paid for it. I own it. Okay. I just spent $100,000 defending this piece of shit who's just charging, making crazy accusations. So unless you've got money to throw in the toilet, just stay the course and keep making your item, because people who yell out, I'm going to sue you, have never been sued and have never been in a legal battle, because the only ones that make money are the lawyers. I'm sorry, lawyers. I'm going to tell them they're making a fortune. Everybody else takes it in the bunghole. That's what happens.
All right. So let's talk about the trademark. Sometimes I've seen these copycats. Not only will they use your visual, they'll use your marketing material, they'll even use your name. They'll use all of it. How common is that? I mean, it's like whack-a-mole. How do you stop those guys? Do you hire a company like Red Points, or do you go online and you try to take them down, and you just say, hey, look, I'm going to have a better product, better customer service. I'm going to be out there faster. What am I going to do to stop those guys?
Well, basically, I mean, you could start off with a cease and desist letter because it's cheap enough. And all the rookies, you'll knock the rookies off. You will. You'll knock the rookies off. But you won't get rid of the professional knockoff guys. Right. But if you just send them a cease and desist, most people will shit their pants and stop doing what they're doing. Right. But the other thing that I have found is we have items that are licensed, okay? Licensed by, let's call, all the major sports teams, okay? They're much bigger and much more powerful than me. So what do? I rat them out to the big boys, and I go, hey, knock the shit out of those guys. Go get them. And they do. And they crush them. And that was also, if I can't beat you up on the playground, I'm going to go get my big brother who fights for the MMA. That's what I'm going to do. So you don't have to be alone. You don't have to be an inventor all by yourself thinking that you're playing Survivor on an island. You can go get people with bigger pockets. You can go get people who have been through it before. And I've been knocked off every which way to Sunday because that's almost, what do they say? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's true, but it sucks because when you start to see some real success, that's when the rats come out from under the rocks.
Yeah, I tell everybody, look, if you've been copied or if you're getting knocked off, I don't care what you want to call it, and congratulations, you're selling product. You hit one.
It's true. You're worthy of a knockoff. You're worthy of being knocked off.
There you go.
Which is nice. It is nice, but try telling that to somebody who used their sweat and blood and tears to invent something.
No, it's hard the first time it happens to you.
Yeah.
And it's hard that you don't really understand that it's not so black and white. And it's hard to emotionally walk away from it and go, hey, this is just business. But you can fight back.
I've had people look me in the eye at a meeting and say, if you don't give this up, I'm going to knock you off. And I tell them, listen, you're mixing me up. I'm not an inventor. I'm an investor. And I have the wherewithal to sue you into tomorrow. So if you want to spend extra money, let's go. And 50% of the time it doesn't get there. And then the other 50% of the time you might have a small battle on your hands. But the bottom line is it's ugly out there. It really is ugly out there. But even when you're successful, like everybody out there is dreaming, if my item takes off, it's going to be unbelievable. And it is. I'm not Debbie Downer. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm telling you, it's amazing out here. But at the same time, if you're going to come up with, hey, look, I'm looking right at him, Teddy Ruxpin. There was all kinds of bullshit back in the day. I'm old enough, okay? And they had these other bears and it moved the mouth and all that shit. How did that feel, Stephen? How did that feel? Because they knocked you right off.
Yeah, no, it's. I look at it this way. I think it's going to happen. It's happened to me. It's going to happen to everybody. It's part of the game. I tell everybody it's really simple. You work so hard and you get this nice, warm apple pie and you think this is yours and that this whole apple pie is all yours. But you realize you're going to have to give a couple slices away. Is that so bad? I think overall you're going to be mad about it. I think you can fight back. I think there's ways. But overall, that's just business. There's going to be competition. Maybe they copy you a little bit. Maybe they change it. Maybe they change the name. But if you're successful, they're coming after you. And that's just the name of the game. I want everybody not to be fearful, but be knowledgeable about it. And the one thing you said that's really important to me, find someone that's already been through that fight. You don't have to be by yourself. Find someone, tap into someone that's already done it and say, hey, what do I do? How do I act? give me some tools, because you don't want to go through that by yourself. It's rough.
No, but Stephen, to me, it's a number 6. You know what I mean? It's just like it's on the list of things that happen to you in business, and a knockoff is one of them. And somebody, there's you've been around the block as many times as we have. It just becomes a number at that point, because the faces change and the items change, but you have the same pieces of shit out there that knock you off. But at the same time, it's the same scenario over and over. Yeah. So it's overcomable. It's overcomable. And stay the course. It's very important to stay the course. And if you're the original and you have a brand name and you can do something better than anyone, then they come out and it doesn't perform as well. I go after them. I'm sorry. I go after them by saying that is a piece of shit. And that's what I do. I'm sorry. I know, don't talk about your competitors in business. That's nonsense. I talk about my competitors. They suck. Okay?
It's really great. I think also everybody's listening. If you can go on, make sure before you get in the game that you have a social media presence, be the original, create raging fans, do all this stuff beforehand. So when it does happen, that you have people supporting you and that product is inferior, they're going to let that website know, and they're going to vote with their wallet, and they're going to say, hey, look, that's not the same. That's not a good product. They can help you win those battles.
Yeah, but get an influencer. Let an influencer do a test side by side. Here's the original widget. Here's the stupid knockoff that's on the street. Look at this. Oh, this does what it says it's going to do. Oh, look at this. It screws up the whole thing. And have an influencer with 1 million viewers do that. I mean, it's a different world for us, Stephen, now. It's a different world. You and I are driving around on a fucking horse and buggy. But there's speed cars out there. And get an influencer to test them side by side. That's a no-brainer, and millions of people will see it.
They're doing it
now. That's how you fight it. That's how you fight it.
Hey, everybody, thank you for watching. Follow us, subscribe down below. Tell Marc what you're thinking about his videos. Marc, thank you very much.
Give us comments, but not comments, but give us subject matters. What do you want to know about? Yeah. I mean, if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. But if I do know, you're going to get a mouthful. That's for sure.
Marc, thank you very much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you, Steve.
Till next time. Thanks.
There's a great idea in each of us. But it's truly magical to see it come to life. Sharing your creativity with the world has never been easier. We can help.